Good morning to our West Coasters. Good afternoon to the East Coasters. Welcome to the Topic Thursday. Today's topic is the first one of four, how to go out and get 10 listings a month, every month, for the rest of your life, or as long as you want to put the work in to it. So before we get started, uh, anybody want to talk about, I know Kenneth does. Kenneth, so you want to tell us what you got going?
Yes, I wanted to talk about the reverse engineering. What happened was with me was a call came into the office. Michelle answered, and it was a buyer that had saw the Easy platform on YouTube, and she simply called in and said, "Hey, I got a deal I want to go through, and I want to use the platform." So Michelle directed her over to me because she's in Lancaster, which is about 5 minutes from where I'm at, Lancaster, California, and so we've started the process. Uh, as I started the process, I realized that she had been in contact with the seller. They know each other. They've had conversation. He's made promises. Everything blew up when he listed it with another agent because he promised to deal with her directly. She's an owner of several of rehab centers around this area and in Los Angeles, at least five. And this particular residential property, he remodeled it specifically to sell to her because he added bedrooms and he added two kitchens, made two kitchens, etc. So he made it so it would be an income generating property for what she does. Since then, it's become a heated contention and she doesn't want to deal with him directly. So that's how she called the platform. Where we're at now, David Elkins is qualifying her. And as you know, David knows how the platform works, and he's been keeping me updated, and he should have something approval letter for me today. And she was so irritated, she told me, "Ken, no matter what, I do not want to pay what he's asking." And I said, Tracy, the property quite possibly could be worth more than what he's asking. I don't care. I'm not going to. So I said, okay, fine. I said, the way the Easy platform works, Tracy, is when it's said and closed out, everybody's satisfied. So if you're going into it contending and you're contending with him and he's contending with you, we might as well wrap it up and call it a day. She said, no, 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 Ken, I want you to represent me and I want to buy this property. So I said, well, let's get it done. So she said, but I don't want to talk to anybody on that side anymore. I don't want to talk to him. I said, granted, I'll handle it from here. So I sent her a buyer rep agreement and she was happy to sign it. I sent to Robert, I sent to Michelle how I broke out the buyer's premium and the sale price of the home. I kept it at what he wanted, $777,000, included a buyer premium covering, she needed 5% to cover her closing costs or rate buy down, whatever she wanted to use it for. 6% divided between the two agents, and 1.25% back to the Easy platform. The standard 1% was what everybody pays back to the platform, but 0.25% was because the lead actually came from the office. It didn't come to me directly. Now, the unique thing about this, I could have submitted it as a REI, acting as the investor. And I actually sent Robert and Michelle the investor buyer addendum by mistake. I thank you, Michelle, for correcting me because I actually sent in I sent this to them so they could critique it, look it over, tell me where I made my mistakes, and me correct it before I engaged the buyer and the listing agent again. So Michelle, we labbed through our deals from yesterday, and she corrected me to use the correct buyer addendum, and now I know actually which one to use. And I talked to this buyer this morning. She loves how I broke out the pricing. She now doesn't care that he gets actually what he wants because she gets the buyer premium. When she questioned me about, oh, you mean I gotta pay the commissions? I said, see, how the buyer premium works, Tracy, is it allows you to finance all of this into the sale price of the home, which gives him exactly what he wanted. And you see the breakout of the amount of money that he would receive. She said, yeah. That's what he wants. I said, now, is there any reason why you don't want to move forward? And she laughed. She said, Ken, keep it going. I'm waiting to hear from David Elkins. And as soon as we get David's approval letter, we're going to send an offer over. So it's a pre-sold property. That's why I say reverse engineering. It's pre-sold. The buyer called with a seller that was willing to sell to her. So once I get the approval letter, I'm going to put everything into nothing's in the system, by the way, you guys, because I haven't approved the buyer. So once I get that, the listing agent is on board. I sent him over the short videos explaining the listing agent side, the buyer agent side, 2-minute videos. He loved it. He said, Ken, I'm waiting for an offer. That's it. She's the only one that knows about this property, even though it's listed. She's the only one that knows about the property. I haven't heard from anybody else from my listing. So I'm ready to go. So I got cooperating parties on both ends, waiting for an approval letter, and I'm slamming it into the system. And we're going to have appears to be an easy close from what David is. He just called me and said it looks like he'll be able to get it done this morning or later this afternoon.
Amazing.
And that's
how much is the total buyer premium?
Total buyer premium is 12.25%. 3 to each side, that's 6%. 1.25% to the buyer, the easy platform, and 5% that she wanted to add to cover her closing costs, etc. So Ken, to 12.25%.
It's awesome. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
Quinn, I know you got some news. You want to tell us what happened in your listing appointment on Monday?
Yeah, so went out. And I've been working, with this client, nurturing them for about a year. They came to one of my open houses. So they let me know they were ready to list. Went out and just walked them through my listing presentation, gave them some options, and they were all in. So kind of right then and there, I went home. We typed up the contract. Essentially, we originally typed it up 5% on the buyer premium, and then they were going to do 1.5, so 3 to me, 2.5 to the buyer's agent, and so essentially, and I always give them this option and say, hey, look, the 1%. I generally just throw that. Hey, if you want this, you want to go this route, you pay for it. I just pretty much never give them the option to go 0%. I give them that option, but I say, this is what's been effective for me. So they were all in, and then the next day when we came back, we had everything signed. They're like, hey, what if we just pay everything? Can we just pay that, go without the buyer's premium? And I'm like, yeah, you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend we go quite as low because then you're paying that, and we're talking about because we were going to list it at $919. We ended up listing it at $949, and it's comping out at $1,040,000. So So they were excited about that, and they just really see just the power of this model. So super excited. It's a phenomenal property on 1.4 acres. The views are amazing. 2,800 square foot. It's got everything you could possibly want in a house. Other than it doesn't have a river view, but does back to a creek. That's the only thing I can say about it that I don't like. So yeah, super excited about this. I just last night I finally got the pictures because we had some issues with my photographer. So I have all the pictures up now. I don't have them on the platform yet, so I will email them to you, Michelle. There's a lot, but I got them finally up on the website. So I think we're going to start getting some great traffic, and I'm going to go knock doors after we get off this call as well, and see if we can get 100 people out to the open house on Saturday.
Good job, Quinn. So, if you got reading between the lines, Quinn is running a home traditional on the site. And why does it benefit the seller to put it on the site and run it traditional?
That to everybody or to me?
No, I do. I know you know. I'm asking everybody else. Because right now, my wife and I are the only ones that have done that. And now Quinn's doing it. But in our training, we talk about why it benefits the seller. So somebody want to take a guess? So why would you do it traditional?
It gives the buyers full transparency.
Exactly. And anytime we have transparency, is that a bad thing for the seller? How about what's another benefit? So it gives everybody transparency. What's another benefit?
Well, there's the fear of missing out with the bidding platform.
Fear of missing out. And Quinn knows specifically, don't ever forget his buyer, that testimonials on our YouTube channel. I am not going to lose this house over 10,000. She went above her budget that she had started off with a home. There is this fear of missing out, but there's also this exuberance about competing. And usually it comes down to 2 to 3 buyers that really want the home. And the 2 of them saying, I'm not going to lose this house. And the unfortunate thing is somebody has to. Otherwise, it'd keep going on forever. But even the ones that have lost out on that, when we have stuff going properly, they love the transparency and love that they controlled their destiny.
Yeah, and a big talking point for us was the fact that if we just set this house at market value and we kind of work from there, there's always this artificial cap of what is it really worth. So they didn't want that artificial cap. They told me, oh, they're happy if they get something in the 900s. So they're like a dream client, right? So as long as they're somewhere in the 900s, they're good. But at the same time, like, hey, if this house is actually going to go up to $1.2 million, like they didn't want to be stuck where they couldn't realize that kind of gain.
It's awesome. All these things, you guys, ought to be translated over into your listing appointments and into your knowledge base. Unique selling proposition. As we start talking about advertising, benefits to the seller, getting stuff set up, all of these things that people have actually done as a community that we've all done, including my wife and I, then these are all things that you want to be advertising. And here's the cool thing is, we're still in a buyer's market, hopefully for not much longer. But you know what? Look at Kenneth. He comes out with it. Somebody calls a platform, a buyer, and I want to find out how I can use this platform to buy this home. He reverse engineers it, gets the agent on board. What's your commission going to be on that, Kenneth?
3% to me, 3% to the listing agent.
So what is it? We know what that is now.
$23,750, I think.
$23,000.
Yeah.
Because he was listening through all the trainings. He reversed engineered. He had an idea of what to do with these leads that we gave him.
Exactly.
And that's, you guys, as we move into this investor world, because the investor world, what we're going to talk about today, if you really just were to focus on investors and tell them what we do and why we do it, investors' biggest problem is finding a trained real estate agent that understands how to close their deals without stress.
Do you mind, Robert, if I speak to the investor you gave me? The
Sure.
investor deal? Robert sent me an investor deal, and he preconditioned me to deal with this particular investor. I found it not, he didn't really condition me to what I was dealing with. This guy moves at warp speed. And for you Star Trek fans, you know what warp speed means. So he was hitting me with deals. Well, we worked through them online, and I just told him that this won't work. And I actually explained to him why, and he thought it was the greatest deal in the world. And I said, this is my contractor experience talking with you, Mr. Investor, why I'm telling you what those people are telling you. In Anaheim, Orange County, the deal they're saying is great. This is why it won't work. And so he's taken my advice. But he has a client in Los Angeles. Nice lady. Her problem has been, and she told me, she said, Ken, I've had agents that have used Zillow. I have agents that have used auction platforms, because she started her listing in September of last year, and she's taken it on and off the MLS 3 times. So the first question I asked her, what's going on? And she explained to me, and I said, so right now, you took it off this last time. Why? And she said, the agent promised me that he could get me $1 million, blah, 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 blah. And I said, did it happen? She said, yeah, he sent over, I got at least 3 listings from 1.1 to 1.2 million. The problem was these people had to sell their homes. I said, did you tell the agent up front that you didn't want any buyers that had a contingency to sell their home? She said, yeah, I told them that, but they came in anyway. So I got rid of that agent. I took the home off. Now, by the way, you guys, a beautiful rehab home. She's put over $400,000, completely redid all the electrical plumbing systems, inside and out, a beautiful rehab. But she's agitated, she's angry. And so Michael sold her on the platform. But because she's been told everything up front and never anybody has delivered, and I simply cautioned, I said, listen, the problem is nobody's doing what you're telling them to do. Nobody's putting on the MLS your instructions. So the agents that are sending over offers are sending over $1 million+ offers, just for what you wanted, but not how you wanted them. I said, if you use the platform and get your home listed, all I can say is I am not a wizard. I am not a miracle worker. Neither is the platform. She said, well, your platform is an MLS, isn't it? I said, no. Easy Real Estate Platform is not the MLS. I put your home on the MLS to pull buyers in. I don't want it on the MLS. I said, where are you going to get your buyers? And she got quiet. She said, can't you do a pocket listing? I said, no, I don't do pocket listings. She said, well, Ken, what it sounds like is, and Michael's on the other end, and then Michael jumps in, and boy, is he going to warp speed. Warp speed. she and I sided while Mike is at warp speed, right? But Mike is encouraging her about how he's used the platform and what it's done for him as a investor selling properties. So the outcome was finally that she said, give me a couple of days, Michael, I'm going to get back to you. And Ken, I believe what you're saying, but give me a couple of days. I'm going to get back to Michael, or I'm just going to take it off and I'm going to hold the property, even though I'm losing money. I don't care anymore. So this is an investor, and this is what happened. This is a particular investor seller issue. And I just wanted to let you guys know how that's going. But I think she's going to come aboard. I'm sure she's going to come aboard. I talked about saving the commissions, the transparency. You see everything that the buyer sees, and you're the only one who makes the final decision. And so she's sold on those points. I believe she's sold on those points.
Good job, Kenneth. That way.
Yeah.
So the leads are starting to come in, you guys. It's amazing the stuff that Kat, Zishan have done. That the SEO, all the stuff that takes time. It's all coming together. It's very cool to get people, because of our marketing, to come in and say, hey, I want to use this. It makes sense to it. So we've got a lot of good mojo going, and a lot of leads that Adam's working on. And so hang in there tight, and we'll get them going. So I shared the I'm going to try to fire through this stuff and talk about it. And today is about setting the precedent for the next 3 weeks. And you don't have to do all of it, but you should. It's not free to do the things that we're going to do together, but your return on investment will be 100, 200 fold. And if you do half of it, it'll be 50 fold on it. So you don't have to do everything. There's also how many of you, can you just raise your hand? How many of you do not have a YouTube channel, your own? Wow. Everybody does? Awesome. All right, good. That saves me time. I was going to actually work to have you guys schedule time with me and help you build it. So very good. So
Wait,
anyway,
can we still sit with you and then you just look at it and tell us if we're doing it correctly?
yeah, I am going to. Hey, Kat, do we have the YouTube setup book on anywhere inside of the training material?
There's links to your legacy training in the training portal, but
Okay.
I think you said you were going to put together a YouTube thing and a Facebook
I have
one.
a YouTube thing put together. I've got 2 books in there. So what we'll do is I'll get that over to Kat and Zishan. We'll get those loaded into the training portal. But it is a step by step to make it work and to make your grow your subscriber base.
I think that'd be great, because I think a lot of us have it, but we don't really leverage it probably to optimize it in a way that's going to be super beneficial.
Yeah, so I'll get that out there. And I do plan on doing, we want to do some Facebook training. I do plan on doing that. I also plan on doing some YouTube training. And it's amazing though that we have so many things that we have to get done on it. So I want. Does everybody have the notes pulled out? Those who aren't driving, did you guys print them out? They're inside the chat. Because I am not going to share my screen. I'm just going to talk about it. So if you can download that real quick. And one more cleanup item that here I'm telling you guys, you should know everything in our portal and our trainings and yada, yada, yada. I had no idea that Kat had developed a easy addendum for each process. There is a buyer's premium addendum. It's completely separate of all of them. There is a traditional easy contract. There is a the multiple, the seller's going to pay your side. What do we call that, Michelle? The third option? You're muted.
Hybrid.
Hybrid option. And then there's the investor one. And then we've got the old contract. And Kat's got it from A to Z, how to fill out every contract, how to, and, so here I am, same thing, I'm complaining about you guys not putting yourselves on the map. I didn't know we had all those addendums. Sorry, Kat. I'm sure she told me, but I was a typical real estate agent. Didn't listen or didn't have other stuff on my mind. So a little bit of cleanup for everybody on that. And I really like that option, and didn't know we had it. So anyways, it's wonderful. And it looks more like your MLS forms that you use, for listing and stuff too. So, and good job, Kat. Thank you. And Michelle, I know you worked on it as well. Thank you very much for doing that. So, all right. So we're on the road to getting 10 listings a month, right? And what's the number one rule? Can't sit inside Starbucks and get 10 listings a month, can we?
Nope.
Correct.
All right. So as I talk about stuff, understand that the second page, there is a ridiculous amount of homework. And I don't expect everybody to get all the homework done, but what I do expect you to do is get as much and start understanding what the processes are on those things. We're asking you to create ads for yourself, a postcard for yourself. We have a lot of templates inside the training portal. If you see something that you don't like, call me up and I will gladly help you develop your own. We have today, in about, I would say, 10 minutes here, we're going to stop where we are. And everybody that's on your computer, we are going to go to the USPS and we are going to set up an every door direct mail username and password. And I'll show you why we're going to do that in just a second here. But it's an absolute way for you to send out postcards without having to label them. You can send out two-sided postcards. All you got to do is choose an area you want to send it to, take it down to the post office, and they take them out and send them out for you. You don't have to do any addressing. You don't have to do anything. And we're going to show you why that's important. Okay? All right. So the very first thing that we should all know, expireds, canceled, a great place to get for sale by owners is on Zillow. And believe it or not, they put the owner's phone numbers on Zillow that are putting them in there, right? So everybody should be marketing to those. We have scripts, we have phone scripts, we have ads, we have everything that supports everything about those that you can get in contact with those folks and make some sense. All right. We're going to talk about farming. And there's two sources. When I was in Seattle, I did farming and I chose to be, I lived in West Seattle. I chose to send out postcards in my neighborhood. And I'm going to show you what the postal cost is, and we're even going to talk about a place to go and get postcards printed. These postcards, there's a printing company called gotprint.com. We're even going to go look at prices for those. Okay, and they're two-sided coated. Basically what they look like they're plastic and rainproof. A very, very, very sharp looking postcard. Quality stock, something that your area, your people in your farming area will open and call you on. And I'm only asking you to do 250 to 500 a month. All right. So, and then we're going to talk about niche. One of the things that everybody knows, I was a pro golfer, and I would go and pick some pro golfing communities, and I would get that list from the USPS, and I'd actually do some advertising around that niche. But if you guys look at the niche example, we got golf course communities, boating, ACE, here's one for you, seniors, pre-foreclosure, luxury, new construction, vacation homes, relocation, waterfront, multi-generational homes, investors, downsizing, another one for ACE, heroes. Ryan Baker does stuff for our hospitals, firefighters, police, and military. International buyers. Believe it or not, there's a market for that. All right. And then obviously there's probate. So those are some of the niches. If you were to, and do it in an area where you know you're going to have some fun with it. If you want to be in, like Brett Parcells, an avid boater now. If I were him, I'd go find some boating communities and I'd have at it so that we've got something in common right out of the gate with them. All right. So, all right. So everybody that is, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and we are going to go through together and set up a Every Door Direct mail account. All right. So everybody can see my screen.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So you guys know how to save stuff to your Google stuff, right? Does everybody know how to do that? So it makes it nice and simple.
Your Google Sheets.
Now,
No.
do you see what I'm pointing at?
Yeah, it usually just brings in
Oh,
what
okay,
he
yeah, yeah,
The shortcuts.
yeah. Shortcuts.
All right. So, and they only allow you to have this many. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one here. Oops.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I'm going to show you then.
Says
Frankie.
add a shortcut.
So add a shortcut. And so if I wanted to, let me see here. You know what? I'm going to put the U2 for agents on there. So you copy the URL, then you go back to the home page, add a shortcut, hit the plus button right here. So this is YouTube for agents. And then you put the URL down there, Control V, and then hit add, and here it is right here. Okay. So you see I have Every Door Direct down here, right? I'm going to hit that, and then I am going to put this into the chat. So if everybody would go in there,
I'm there.
Michelle, what's that?
I'm there.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pretend everybody else is there as well down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the register tab. If you don't have an account, which I know none of you do, except Brett Parcell, Mike, because we were doing some of this back in the good old days. But if you hit up the sign up now button, you can set up the account. And then let me know when you guys have your account set up. Kat's gonna have a lot of editing. She doesn't like that. Sorry, Kat. It's the only way I know how to do it. So.
And it's okay. It's really easy to cut out silences.
Okay. I do know that, but I should shut up so that we can cut it out easier.
Which tab is the sign up now under, Robert?
Yeah, did you go to the link?
Yes.
And you should be on
Every
this
door
page right
direct.
here. And then right here, it says sign up now.
Hold on.
So when you get into my link there, let me go back. On the
Go
top,
back.
there's a tab that says register or sign in. Right here. You see that,
okay.
Kenneth?
Got it. Got it. Yes.
We hit that, and then we go into it. Sorry, I probably didn't explain that right. Remember, you guys, San Diego State.
Okay, sign up. Register.
I already have an account.
So do you know how to use it?
Yeah, I've used it before, but go into
Good.
vacation, hold my mail if I'm going to be out of town or whatever. So you can use everything on there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have this for the Every Door Direct program, right?
Yeah, it's the same account. I can just
Okay. All right.
Go
Have you
wherever I
used
need.
Every Door Direct?
pardon me?
Have you used Every Door Direct to advertise?
No, I haven't because
Okay.
I target market more.
Well, we're going to show you how to target market more too. Cheaper.
Robert,
Roughly.
so you
Yes.
usually use your email, right? For your
I
username?
do. Yeah, mine's set up
Got
to
it.
Robert at rxbrealty.com.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely, you want to use your business. And then by the time you fill that, it's very easy to fill out, you guys. It'll just have you verify your email, and then we can go in and I'll show you how to get into areas, what you can search and what you can't. It's a really cool system. And again, I haven't used it. I haven't sent anything out in a while. Hey, Brett, do you recall how much we were paying for the postcards a while ago? It was like 13 cents to send them out.
Yeah, I don't remember. Somewhere in that range. Wasn't bad.
Interesting to see what it is now. But the beauty of it, no, you don't have to put anybody's name on it. All you got to do is fill out the form for each area. But we're only going to send out, one area at a time. And maybe we're going to send out maybe once a month at a time, or maybe every other month. Down there, but then you're going to go follow up. So, anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. How is everybody doing, Michelle? Is everybody ready to go?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. There we go. All right. So we got to hit sign in. And you don't need to hit sign in, but I'm going to hit sign in and I'm going to go. Oh, you pile. Stupid. Unbelievable. They did not have this before either. 797-436. Okay, so this has our old business address on it, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe that out. And because I live in Cleveland, so I'm going to put my address in, and then I'm going to ask it to look for a mile radius. But you can also put community names in. You can put zip codes in. You can put cities in. You can put whatever you want in.
I missed how you got the radius.
Mm-hmm.
It's right here. It's set up. If I want to broaden that, so the minimum's 1, but you can go all the way up here.
Oh, okay. I guess you have to hit search, then the radius comes up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should
Ah.
auto partner. Okay, so all these pink areas in here now, these are actual mail routes. Before we start talking about mail routes, we are going to go ahead and get them set up first. All right, so I don't want PO boxes, and I only want routes in the city. So I'm going to take that. I don't want businesses. I only want residentials. I don't want 25-year-olds. I am going to go from 30 to Ace would probably go to 100. Ace, what would you go to?
The maximum 85 plus.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Mhm.
I'll go to 70. What what would be interesting? What is a good number like where people are downsizing?
Oh,
Because that's probably the
yeah,
maximum age you want to go to.
65 and up. Like whenever they get to that retirement age, that's about whenever they start being like, okay, like it's time to consider that.
Hey, Robert,
Yes.
just the other day, I had a meeting with my chat GPT person about direct mail and where's the sweet spot as far as the demographics and all that. And it said the sweet spot most likely to move are between 65 and 74 years old. Next would be
So,
55 to 64.
all right, let's 55 to 74. Okay, let's put that in. We'll go to 75.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
And while it's great to target, knowing that that's going to be your demographic for actually selling, also keep in mind that your messaging, make sure it's a benefit for making it easy on your children. Because the person who gets the mail might read the mail, could be the younger child, the adult child that's going to end up being like, hey, mom, maybe we should talk about this.
Very cool. All right, so everybody should have this set up, right? Now we start going on these pink areas. So you can see here when I just put my mouse on there, that darker pink is an actual mail route. And you can see here that there's 469 pieces. And basically, the other thing I like to look at too is what's the income for that location? Average income's 84,000, almost $85,000. To send out 469 parcels is 115. Michelle, can you divide 469 by 115? So she's doing that. I'm going to just.
4.08.
What's that?
4.08.
Go the other way. 115 divided by 469 then. All right, so we're going to keep going around. Here's another neighborhood, 75,000. Another, ooh.
0.25.
All right, so it's 20. Wow. Brett, you believe that? It's doubled in price since we did it? So here's one right smack in the middle of my house, and its income's $98,000. You know what? And I also know the homes are a little more expensive here. So that's a good one. But before I do that, I'm going to check some others. Oh, look at this. So we have $107,000 average income. But you know what? I know most of the neighbors here in this area. So I am going to just stay with this one. So I go ahead and hit that. 323 pieces, $79.78 is what it's going to cost me to do it. And then we would go to the next step and pick a drop-off date. So I always like to do, I got October 1st. I'll just put that in, and then I read and understand. And I'll pay at post office. And I would actually pay this on the thing itself. So then I am going to get the facing slip. So once you put the order in, you have got to print these two things out and take them into the post office with you. And if you guys don't know, the where you take this is not in the front part of the post office. It's in the back area where it's bulk mailing. So,
Right.
and they have these like little plastic trays. If you go pick up one, and again, for 300 pieces, I can just grab one there, but you can take 10 of those things home if you want. If you're going to do, Brett and I, when we were doing this, I think we were sending out like 20,000 pieces at a time. So you print these, and I'll just show you what these pieces look like. You print them out, and there's the cost on it, and you take that into the post office with you. And you also do the
Robert, can you go back to that form?
yeah.
Does it automatically print all the addresses the postcards are supposed
No,
to go to?
so you see, all it's doing here is the zip code it's in, and here's the mail route that you're going to be sending those to. The mail route I
Oh,
picked
okay.
out. So what I'm saying to you, that's all you got is take this in. That's it. You print it out, you pay for it, and take it in, and blammo. They always say it could take up to a week, and when Brett and I were doing this, I don't think it was like instant. We were getting calls like the next day.
Oh, okay.
So, and it gives you the address of the post office. So this one here is about a quarter mile from me. And I'm actually going to remove this from the order. And so that's how easy it is to.
So can I kind of clarify? So you print that out. You order your postcards. They come to you, and then you take the postcards and that thing into the post office,
Correct.
and they essentially label all those postcards.
Yep. You got it, Buckaroo. But
Okay.
yeah, they don't even label them. It
There's
just
no
goes
labeling. Yeah.
and they just hand them out, every one of them.
Yeah. Are you going to show that second document that you need to pull up?
I did. That was the second one, the one that had the route on it.
Oh, okay.
I went back out of it. And yeah, I mean, you guys, you can do a fake order yourselves. So let's pretend that you had two different areas that you wanted to market. Each area, so it's going to, so if I would have picked two postal codes, I'd be printing out the one facing sheet and the one postal route sheet for each one of the areas. And I would separate them in that plastic box with a piece of paper or something, and I would have the paperwork accordingly for each of the zip codes or the postal routes. That makes sense? All right. Anyways, very good. So we're not obviously we're not going to go. You guys can take a look at the rest of this stuff. So obviously we need to get through the rest of the stuff, and it's already 2:00. So, and I know that everybody's got a timeline on that. So why don't we do the rest of this next week? What I would suggest you do on the homework, go and start developing some. The postcard that Brett and I sent out were 6 inches by 9 inches. But inside of your account, it talks about postal size. You can do 4x6, 5x8. I think the biggest you can go to is
11 by 9 or no, something like that.
yeah, something like that. But the paper doesn't come 11 by 9. So you start doing stuff like that, it's going to cost you a small fortune when you go to the places.
What's the name of the printer you
I'm
mentioned?
going to do that right now, Frank. Go
Uh-huh.
into it, and let me get rid of this.
Yeah, it was kind of curious as to how you define the size of the piece and how that impacts the price. I didn't see that when I was kind of scrolling through.
I'll go back into it next week.
Okay. All
But
right. Sounds good.
even so, this so give you a little history of mine again, whether it's good, bad, or indifference. My parents used to own a print shop, and I am anal. But I don't know if you guys know, like when I send stuff out, I don't just do it typed. I'm putting pictures in the background. I'm putting QR code colors that I like on that. But let me put this into the chat as well. The printing is phenomenal. Like I say, I wish I had some pieces here to send you guys, but I wanted to give you an idea here. So right now, let's just take a look. Has anybody done any printing?
Yes.
Oh
Postcards?
yeah, I have a printer I've used for years.
Okay, and by the way, Brett and I had a cheap printer too. That when we started, that we were actually printing the cards with a 65-pound card stock and doing our own out of the gate because it was cheaper. But the quality between what we were doing and what these guys do, because remember the idea of utilizing these things as you get and as you go, right? The idea of utilizing this, it keeps you in the field doing what you're good at, and that's talking to homeowners. Yeah, so let's go see marketing materials. We got postcards somewhere. Here we go. And in the old days, they even had an every door direct postcard size. So what size postcards the most you guys do when you're going to send out postcards?
Well, I had mine's standard paper size, 8.5 by 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually do 6 by 8, but
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, I've seen some good. My broker uses kind of an 8 by 11, 8 by 10, I guess maybe, and he's had a lot of success. So
Okay. Well, I am telling you, these postcards, if you start with the one-sided, it's really all you need. When you get the postcards, does everybody know what coded two sides means?
yes,
All right. So it makes it look glossy. It makes it look like it's waterproof. It makes it look yada yada yada. So here's
Right.
our 6x9 card. I'm going to do horizontal. You can get them uncoated. All right. With me, I like to get them coated.
I
All
can
right.
confirm, Robert's anal.
All right, so that one there. So we're gonna order, and I always recommend you starting off with 500. You're paying a little bit more, but you got to find something that works. And a lot of times when Brett and I were doing these things, we would get 3 or 4 postcards with different messages going, and I would send out one of those every week to the same people, but with a different message. Then we did our own A, B, C, and D test. Whichever one we got the most calls on, that's when we started sending out and even broadening the area. All right, so here,
So
500.
did you use a different phone number? How did you distinguish between them?
No, we sent them out during the week and asked them what card they were taught, what was the special on it.
Oh, okay, got it.
But again, now with the CRMs and this and that, obviously it's easy to set up different
Yeah,
stuff here. And then you can see here I chose high gloss UV coating on the front. And let's see here, 44111. Residential. All right. So for 500 postcards with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful printing, coding. So your people love it. Is $90 printing for those. Let's say I've got my postcards, so I want to do 5,000 of them. You get 5,000 postcards for $329.40
Hmm.
with the most beautiful printing that you will ever get. And I am very anal about printing and a quality product. This got print would have put my parents out of business. And the quality is exceptional. For those of you who have I'm not going to, probably the powder cartridge printers, not an ink printer. Because I think an ink printer is going to suck. If you make it nice with a lot of colors, which most of our postcards have, you're going to fire through cartridges of ink. But those of you who have somebody help me with the powder.
Toner?
What?
Just a toner? You mean?
Toner. Yeah, there you go. All right. So homework. Get as much of that homework done. We'll start again next week because we got off of some great information, from Quinn and Kenneth, and pretty soon we're going to have to. If you guys follow this program, we're probably going to have a whole separate things on wins and losses. Add another training thing in. So last thing I'm going to ask before I go, and Ace kind of brought this up. Would it be good to do an additional day for the YouTube channel to help you perfect it? Make sure that you got all the settings in there right, and also for Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'll get that stuff going. We're getting into a position here where I don't the development is going to stop. I'm sorry I brought Zishan on, but Zishan can build you. Zishan, what's the price to build somebody a nice landing page?
I think, Robert, you can decide on this. I mean, my
Yeah, just give them your price.
I will make sure that
Whatever you charge me, charge them.
yeah, 100, 150, between that.
$100.
Yeah, 100 to 150.
All right. So he'll build you a website for 100 to 150 bucks if you don't have one. All right, and you can pay him direct. You don't need to come through. Oh, I guess you could pay it through us, and we could pay him too. Whatever on that too. So
is that IDX website or is it and with landing pages?
You can incorporate the IDX into it.
Okay.
Absolutely. So. All right, it's not going to be a 20-page website, though, and it's not going to be funnels and everything else. That would be more expensive. What I would recommend you do is get your advertising lasered in, and then take that money. Everybody should be taking 25% of your commissions, putting it back into a marketing account. It keeps you going forever and ever, and that's where you will grow this business like nobody else does. So that'll be the last words for today. And I may incorporate some of this on Mondays too. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that? Let's do Mondays. Since most of you are on the Mondays too, why don't we just do the next set on Monday?
Sounds good.
All right. Very good. All right, everybody. Quinn, thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Kenneth, thank you for sharing. Michelle, Kat, Zishan, thank you for your hard work. Joy, Joey is like, I don't know how she does everything she does. Absolutely amazing. Very lucky to have her on our team. I saw she put some more stuff into the chat box for you guys.
Right now I have another line. I can't talk. I'll call you back.
Ronald, mute yourself, please.
Yes.
All right. So anyways, everybody's got my phone number. Feel free to call me about anything that you need. And Quinn, really appreciate getting the phone call on your win last week. It just you got it just I pass it on to the staff. It just everybody because we're all here for you.
Robert.
And trust me, it's hours on hours on hours. Michelle answers the phone 24/7. I answer the phone 24/7. Kat, is creating content 24/7. Joey answers her phone 24/7. We want to help you guys get organized and get out there and get more business. Right now is the time to start going after these listings. So everybody has these sheets. Start working on the niche areas. Start working on if you want to farm. When I farm, I love farming right around my house because everybody knows me. And hey, I'm your local realtor that cares about you. And here's the cool thing is, I don't charge my sellers a commission. I can go as low as 0%. Beat that. Guess what? They can't. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie's on her computer. You need help with anything, give me a call.
I made it home. I was on my iPad listening to it, but I made it to the house, so I got on the computer. I was having to take care of a remodel job. The plumber, oh my God, almost flooded my whole house. So I was having to deal with that.
Hey, Erika, how's your house building coming?
We have all of the plans done. They're going to the contractor so that they can put what all of the costs are going to be. And then from that point, we'll be able to submit to the permit department. And then I don't know how long that's going to take. They're talking about 3 to 4 months possibly to come out of the permit department. And I'm hopefully we can start building by the end of this year or beginning of next year.
Good luck.
It's important that everybody knows Ace fell off of a stinking float, and disappeared off the face of the earth for 3 days when he had an event going. It's important to know because we can back each other up, right? Erika is around Kenneth. Kenneth's around Erika. Not only that, there's 25 other agents. And if you stay inside the community, we want to know how you're doing and how we can help.
Hello?
Whether it's prayers, whether it's helping a friend out.
All right, how are you?
And then also too, to let you guys know, the day, and I'm going to make this quick. It's not just trying to build a house. There's not a day that goes by that there's not something to deal with it. For instance, we're having to deal with squatters now. So we had to fill out a form to go to the police station to allow them access to remove squatters from the properties. People are taking over the title to people's homes. So we have to make sure that we sign up and we're notified by this particular form with the assessor's office. You also have to know about what the taxes are that are involved in the process of the homes being depreciated from losing the structure. There are reports now that they're unscrupulous contractors, people that don't even have a license. I was listening to a story today where a husband and wife paid their contractor $33,000 up front. Why, I don't know. And so they found out that he did not have a contractor's license. So these are just some of the things that I'm dealing with along with my mother on a daily basis, that it's ongoing. It's mentally and physically tiring. I wish it were just about building the structure, but you also have to go back and forth with your architect because of certain things that you want in the house and the designs and changes and so on and so forth. So it's not an easy process. It's really bad. It's rough.
Yeah.
So Erika, I got a question for you. How much have you learned through this process?
Oh my gosh. It's a difference between day and night. I mean, when I first saw the house and what it looked like, I just wanted to scream because I thought of the process. I said, I know about doing loans and dealing, selling and listing homes.
Now, but how much have you learned? A bunch, because I'm
A
gonna make a
lot.
point here.
It's a lot.
Do
I
you
have
think
learned a lot.
Erika picked up some marketing things to help her fellow neighbors?
Yes, I have. And
And
Ken
who's better than a real estate agent?
But we did. Ken and I did a Zoom, and I helped some of the people in the neighborhood so that they could talk to Ken. And they brought. We did. I even had to learn how to set the Zoom up. I mean, but anyway, I did that, and there's a street of about 20, 30 people, but we had a nice group that came out and they listened. He got 2 other contractors to come on, and they provided useful information. So they'll be in contact with them.
So next time, have your marketing materials there. I am your Los Altos expert, your fire expert. Let me help solve the problems because I went through it with you. And every single person will use you. These things that we go through, these struggles in life, I always figure there's a reason why we went through those struggles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not help our the motto of the company is we represent the community better than anybody else out there. We aren't part of those people that are just looking out for the big hit, the fast money, and out of the way. We are looking to serve people. Our site represents consumers better than anything else out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the company was built on that foundation. Why not incorporate that into your marketing? So anyway,
I agree.
Erika, thank you.
I agree.
And
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say she was here. I just want to do a shout out to Erika. The other day we had an appointment, and I called her and I said, Erika, I'm just leaving my doctor's office, and she wants me to go to the emergency room. Can I call you back later today? And she's like, Michelle, if you have to go to the emergency room, that's serious. Call me Monday. Don't call me today. Call me on Monday.
I bet you Michelle called her while she was at the hospital.
I wait till I got home.
No, she did call me later though, and I told her to rest because what she had been through was, she would realize it later on. She was running on adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kenneth, what do you got?
Yeah, I was saying I really appreciated Erika setting up the meeting with the contractors. These particular contractors have projects and signs ongoing in the community of Altadena. And also the one contractor has project in the Pacific Palisades. So they're working contractors in the community that were answering questions with her group. And it was really, I appreciated Erika setting that up. And in doing so, the follow-up is that I found a prefab manufacturer that does ADU prefab. And I'm meeting with him at 1:00 today to offer ADUs that take less than 60 days to get the site work done, your ADU built and delivered and put down for those people who want to get back on their property, specifically to prevent the squatter issue that's happening in the communities, both in Palisades and in Altadena, but it seems to be more prevalent in Altadena. So I intended, Erika, to get with you as soon as I had this meeting to pull a course. And now the Habitat for Humanity on the 2nd is having a home because they're going to do 200 homes. I have a community meeting with them, Erika, and I want you to be there so you can invite people to that meeting. So we're working together on very many fronts. And thank you, Robert. I don't think Erika thought of what you just said, nor have I. So the community.
Imagine building a $100 landing page and maybe buying a URL. Erika and Kenneth helping fire victims getting their deals done. We've got the solution. Fill out a form and sending it to you. Anyway,
okay.
Days are getting long.
Thank you.
All these things are things that Brett and I and Joy and Kat, These are all the things Zishan has set it up for. These are all the things that we start thinking about marketing. And again, giving consumers valuable information and helping them out makes you a great living. You're not the typical agent that is looking to hang a sign and get the commission and walk away and never see them again. You're talking about building a long-lasting relationship with these people, taking some of the stuff that has happened to you, turning it around so that your community doesn't have to go through it again. There's going to be other fires this summer or next summer in California. We all know that. Well, you know what? We can help that community out, can't we? Erika, there you go. So, all right, everybody, enough of the sermon. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for being on the call. We'll see you on Monday, and we'll start phase 2 of what I thought we'd get done today. So, anyways, thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks so much for tuning into Easy Real Estate Platform's Topic Thursdays. We hope to see you again next week, and make sure you check out our Facebook groups. The links are in the description.